off and continue to macro up. And after he finishes remaking that barracks. Mind probably in a bit of shock after getting pushed back so quickly. I think he could have done a better job with that one Wraith, probably taking out those few SCVs. It just does not look like he was prepared for an attack like that. Normally I think Terran players back off when they see the Wraith and they aren't prepared to deal with anything. And now look at this. In fact, Flash has not backed off, but is continuing to build up a large amount of siege tanks right outside of the mining area of this expansion. And if he can just inch in there just a little bit further, he will once again continue to dominate this position on the map. Mind knows that and has siege tanks spread out very beautifully, might I add. And more factories on the way. For Mind. And once again, this Wraith will do a little bit of harassment on these tanks, pushing them back. Micro in the Wraith in such a way that if the Goliaths do get too close, they will get blown away by the siege tank line, the no man's land that neither player can step into right now. And another command center for Flash. I think this is a wise decision too. It does seem that Mind does have a very solid defense, but Flash does have a very solid contain. Not a complete contain, not an encapsulating contain, but a contain nonetheless. One that's really going to hurt his mobility. And I see we can have one dropship sneaking over here in the back. This would be an excellent position to attack from. And it looks like Mind had predicted it, but not predicted it fast enough. And now he can land. Oh no, in fact, he's going to keep gathering units and continuing to drop there. Sieging up. Here comes the Wraith, and here comes a few more drops. No, he's going to have to back off. Just barely in range of those tanks, and it does not look like this little siege line that he wanted to set up is going to be too terribly effective. He's now going to have to back out, regroup. But more dropships are on the way. We've developed into the dropship phase of the Terran versus Terran matchup where both players end up with a lot of dropships. It becomes very much about using those dropships to gain mobility and hit critical locations with speed. And now it looks like he's going to try to move out now. But will it be effective? And using that dropship to gain a little bit of sight, you know, tanks can shoot farther than they can actually see. So if you have a dropship there, you can use that as a spotter to give a little bit of range to those tanks. Mind has to do something fast, and it seems that when Mind gets in these difficult positions, he doesn't really do anything off the wall to try to get back into the game. And now Flash has already had this expansion up for a while. I see Mind trying to do something over here at the bottom right side of the map, but what? Here come the SCVs now. Now is when he needs to break out of here. It looks like it will be somewhat effective. We don't have a very good shot of how many tanks Mind has, but it looks like, in fact, he has taken out all of Flash's units. No. One badass siege tank manages to take out a few more before he dies. Meanwhile, though, this group of dropships will be able to take out this command center along with the SCVs pretty easily. I wonder if Mind has anything that he can use to deal with that. And instead, Mind is going to go for this expansion over here at the middle right. And it looks like, in fact, Flash has a few turrets set up in very well-placed positions to try to stop dropships, and he did pick off one of those. That's pretty embarrassing. I do see Flash is also expanding at the top, middle, bottom. will begin to burn down. It's going to enter the red very soon. Yes, it has. I don't see it being saved anytime soon either. Flash expanding once again at the middle left. Upper. And while Mind may have broken free from the chains of Flash, which were holding him down, I don't know if he can run anywhere and do any damage. Looks like they're both about to engage each other right now. One sieges while the other continues to mobile. And once Flash secures his expansion over here at the left, and I believe he's already in the process of doing that, I think it's going to be even tougher to kind of recover. And there are the SCVs of the expansion, so yes, he will have another expansion up and running with ease. Once again, Mind is attempting to try to gain some ground here, but Flash seems very intent on stopping that. And sieging up the tanks. Again, Mind cannot get out of this area. He cannot get anywhere near Flash, and Flash is growing at such a rapid rate. And look at this, all of a sudden Flash now moving forward, taking out these three tanks. Mind got sloppy for a little bit and did not have the rest of his army with him. Is now dropping. Wow, that's a lot of tanks, but it looks like Flash is already in siege mode and will deal a heavy amount of damage. Even if Mind carves his way through this, I'm curious if Flash will be able to come back with even more units. And the last tank is taken down. But is it the last tank? No, there are 5 more. 6 more, in fact, with a group of Goliaths coming there, too. And again, there's just no way at all that Mind can get to his opponent's expansion, which is what he wants to do. But while Flash has been so busy attempting to stop this, Mind is already expanded at the bottom right, and with that expansion up, he may be able to gain some serious ground economically. However, that expansion is very vulnerable, and it'll just be a matter of time before Flash spots it and then proceeds accordingly. Mind does not have his mechanical units upgraded. Beyond their abilities, of course. Here we see the dropships of Flash now moving down. And look at that, sneaking in between those turrets. He will now be able to drop here with ease at a position that is most convenient, and it will be this cliff over here. He can siege up. The expansion is now useless. And immediately Mind lifts and moves. I'm curious, though, if Flash is going to have too many of those units over there at the bottom right. Mind may be able to respond with a counter move somewhere else, but then again, Flash already had the economic advantage. He should still have the unit advantage. Here he comes now. 1 attack upgrade for the mechanical units of Flash. No upgrade for the mechanical units of Mind. So Mind not only has an upgrade disadvantage, but a unit count disadvantage as well. If Flash can actually secure this expansion over here, this could be gained very soon. Without the minerals there to mine from it, it's going to be very difficult. And while a few siege tanks are getting pushed back, he is definitely maintaining that ground. I'm not sure if Flash is actually aware that Mind has just moved to the... Oh, GG, yes, indeed. Flash has done a 3-1 victory against the player Mind. A GG that I think we saw coming, but a GG that happened very abruptly. Very good game. Flash looks pretty pleased. She almost looks bored with those games, but hey, yo, it's